Welcome students and faculty.
This is your source for news from campus to the world.
Coming from our studio and Alumni Hall for the Maine channel.
This is the Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow show.
Hello, I'm Kelsey Martin.
And I'm Kyle Coda. Tonight, we'll take a look at how Culture Fest went this weekend.
And how elementary schools across the country are banning tag. Stick around to find out why.
And we'll have the latest sports with Whitney Hodgkin.
But first, a quick glance at weather with Hillary Dugas.
The wind has died down, but will temperatures rise? Stay tuned to find out. Now back to you, Kelsey.
Some of you may have been able to catch up on some sleep this weekend as daylight savings time went into effect yesterday at 2 a.m. The setback of an hour allowed the U.S. to return to standard time. This time change will be the last time it will occur in October, as Congress passed a law last year that adds 4 more weeks and will move daylight savings time to an earlier date and have it end later, starting in 2007. The time change will last from the second Sunday in March to the first Sunday in November.
Within the last week, damage is being caused to vehicles on the east side of Bangor by pumpkin-smashing vandals. More than 15 cars and motorcycles have been targeted since early Wednesday. Vehicles have been targeted on Palm Street, Elm Street, Forest Avenue, Mount Hope Avenue, West Broadway, and Lancaster. The vandals are using the pumpkins to smash glass and instruments on the car to cause thousands of dollars in damage. The criminal or criminals will be charged with criminal mischief or worse. Criminal mischief is a Class C crime and carries a penalty of up to 5 years in jail and fines up to $5,000. Anyone with more information should contact the Bangor Police Department at 947-7384.
According to experts, prescription pain pills such as OxyContin are found more frequently in the hands of abusers in Maine than anywhere else. A conference called Prescription Pills Issues and Actions brought drug abuse to light on Friday. Dr. Stephen Gressett noted that 35% of drug-related crimes are related to prescription drugs. The Maine legislature has offered a solution to take back pills by passing a law with prepaid mailing envelopes that allow pills to be returned to a collection point. The plan allows a designated area where unused prescription pills can be returned. The pills are then turned over to the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency. Next on 3T News, riders on campus take back the roads.
And the Maine channel is getting ready for its first birthday. Stay tuned and find out how you can help celebrate.
So nice out here.
Yeah, I used to come out here when I was a kid. Nothing.
No, I definitely heard something.
Look! Who's that?
Let's get out of here! What are you doing? Stop the car!
Okay. He does? I say! Come on, baby!
What's that doing?
Think history is a little scary? Then log on to loc.gov and see how much fun it can be. The Library of Congress at loc.gov.
have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
On Friday, riders took back the streets when over 100 bikers met on campus for Critical Mass. Critical Mass is a bike ride where bicyclists come together on the last Friday of every month to help promote alternative modes of transportation. Critical Mass is not led and has no official message, but it is understood to raise awareness about safety issues regarding motorized and non-motorized methods of transportation, sharing the road. Some bikers rode around campus, some rode to Old Town, while others made the trip to Bangor. Critical Mass's slogan is, "We aren't blocking traffic, we are traffic."
William and Mary in Virginia is the nation's second oldest college, and they are removing the cross from the historic Wren Chapel. The cross is being removed to ensure a non-denominational space. The cross will be returned to the altar for anyone who wants to use it for its services, private prayers, and events. William and Mary was associated with the Anglican Church. The chapel is one of the college's original buildings. If you've gotten a ticket on campus and you don't think you deserve one, there's something you can do about it. Located in room 523 of DTAB, the Office of Parking and Transportation Services can help you with any questions about parking and tickets. The staff here includes 3 administrative workers, 2 full-time and 3 student enforcement officers, and they are responsible for the 6,623 spots on campus. Appeals can be made here for any tickets you've received. The office sees about 40 appeals a week, and about 17% were successful and overturned.
October is Archaeology Month at the Hudson Museum, capped off the month with a lecture on global warming last Wednesday night. The guest speaker was Lou McNally, the host of Made in Maine, a show on the Maine Public Broadcasting Network. McNally has won 3 New England Emmys and has earned his doctorate in global climate from the University of Maine. In his lecture, McNally showed the trends of temperatures from the 1780s to now. The trends show that temperatures are increasing, that the highs are lasting longer than they used to.
An informal playground game that involves players attempting to tag others by touching them with their hands is a popular game among children. But some school officials are worried that the kids will get hurt and sue. But the kids don't care. A school in Attleboro, Massachusetts became the latest to enforce a ban on tag. The principal stated recess is a time where accidents can happen. The school in Massachusetts joins a list of schools that ban tag and other contact sports. It's been banned in Cheyenne, Wyoming, Spokane, Washington, and Charleston, South Carolina. Some believe that the game is bad for the loser's psyche, since the kids who need the most exercise are usually tagged out earliest. Tag supporters say the game might wind up being widely banned, just like dodgeball.
Up next, we'll have a sports report with Whitney Hodgkin. We'll find out how much money is being spent on the war. Don't go away.
When Charles Bennett graduated from high school, he dreamed of returning to his old neighborhood as a teacher. But without the money for college, only half his dream came true. He's back in the old neighborhood. Please support the United Negro College Fund. Because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Passing gas in the presence of others is not only inappropriate,
That is so foul.
it can be deadly. Passing gas releases a fog of carbon monoxide
Grandpa,
and other poisonous fumes that can contribute to asthma and pneumonia.
you're killing us over here.
Kids shouldn't be exposed to secondhand smoke. Don't pass gas, take it outside.
The war in Iraq has been a very sensitive topic here in the States, with supporters on both sides of the issue. Some would say that by fighting the war overseas, it eliminates the danger here in our own country. But at what cost are we paying for this freedom? At costofwar.com, this question is answered, but this website shows the cost by congressional appropriations of the war. As of right now, we have spent a collective total of almost $340 billion fighting in Iraq. Maine alone has contributed over $900 million to the effort. The website shows what would be possible if the money went elsewhere. The country could have paid for almost 6 million teachers for a year, or could have given four-year scholarships at public universities to 16 million students.
So, Maine hockey's looking pretty strong. How'd they do this weekend?
#1 in the country, defending it, doing good. The phrase lights out was a common theme this past weekend. And no, I'm not just talking about the weather. Maine, the top-ranked hockey team in the country, battled Hockey East foe UMass Saturday night in front of a sold-out crowd at the Alfond Arena. Black Bear captain Michel Levier gave Maine the first lead in the game when he took the feed from fellow senior Josh Soares and got the puck past Massachusetts goalie John Quick. Before UMass had a chance to even the score, the unruly weather outside took out the lights over the players' benches, forcing a break in the action. After a brief break to allow the lights to warm back up, the players got back to the ice, and Massachusetts' Will Ortiz tied the game on their fourth power play opportunity of the night. Ortiz's goal at 4:41 in the third ended the scoring for UMass, and after another break in play with 10 minutes remaining in the game, to resurface the ice, the Black Bears cut loose when junior Brett Tyler scored off an assist from Billy Ryan. Wes Clark tallied an empty net goal, and Levier added his second goal this night, making the final score 4-1. Maine is now 6-0-0 on the season and will travel to Massachusetts next Friday to take on Merrimack, and Saturday will face the Terriers of Boston University. The Black Bears return to action at the Alfond November 10th when they will face UMass Lowell. The bad weather wasn't just lurking around in Maine on Saturday. Unfortunately, it was also in Rhode Island, where the number 15 Maine football team took on the University of Rhode Island. Maine came up short on the 3-0 final score. Rhode Island kicker Colin Gallagher had the only points of the game when he scored on a 47-yard field goal in the second quarter. The loss makes Maine 5-3 on the season and also gives them their first loss in Atlantic 10 play, making the Black Bears 4-1 in their conference. Maine looks to avenge their loss Saturday as they return to play at Alfond Stadium when Northeastern comes to town. The 2006 World Series came to a close Friday night when the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Detroit Tigers 4-2, winning the series 4-1. Former Tiger Jeff Weaver got the win for the Cards, making this their first World Series championship since 1982. Patriots had Sunday off to prepare for their Monday night face-off with the 4-2 Minnesota Vikings. The Pats are going into Minnesota with a 5-1 record. Defensive end Richard Seymour is listed as day-to-day after injuring his left elbow last Sunday in the first half of the New England's game against Buffalo. And sadly, I end this note on a somber note. Boston Celtics legend Red Auerbach passed away Saturday at the age of 89. Auerbach was known for his intimidating cigar-puffing attitude, but was one of the most popular personalities in basketball. He was the coach, general manager, and team president behind the Celtics when they won 16 NBA championships. Auerbach coached 11 Hall of Famers, including Celtic powerhouse Bill Russell. When Auerbach retired from coaching in 1966, he left with the most wins of any coach in the NBA at 938.
Well, that's a pretty good accomplishment weekend for the Black Bears.
Definitely. Keep their ranking number one.
Are looking good.
Next up on 3T, we'll take a look at the weather with Hillary Dugas and see how Culture Fest went this past weekend. Stay tuned.
Go to jail for a gun crime, and your family serves a sentence with you.
Protect yourself from mannequinism. Volunteer. Vote. Stay informed. It's easy to get involved.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. It takes a man to be a dad.
Mom?
Dad?
How long should I wait for you? Mom?
If I'm at soccer practice.
What if something happens? Will you come get me?
There's no reason not to have a plan in case of a terrorist attack.
Mom, if you're not home, should we go to the neighbor's house?
And some extremely good reasons why you should.
Can you tell me?
Talk to your family about what you would do in case of an emergency. For more information, go to www.ready.gov.
Last week, a group of UMaine students volunteered to dig through the dumpsters to determine how much recycling was done on campus. Joshua Parda, the coordinator of the Green Campus Initiative, said, "Part of improving is to know exactly where you stand. In this case, knowing exactly how much of our waste stream is recycled." The group surveyed dumpsters near Estabrook and Gannett and found that only 10% of all recyclables, like cans and bottles, were being recycled. Anyone who wants to get involved in recycling on campus should contact Joshua Prada on First Class for more information.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, a division of Yum Brands Incorporated, announced on Monday that it intends to switch oils used for frying most of their products. By April 2007, all of KFC's 5,500 stores will replace the trans fatty oils used in their deep fryers and start using low linoleic soybean oil, a zero trans fat cooking oil. Arun Daniel, a senior sector analyst at ING Investment Management, said, "The fast food industry as a whole has been under some pressure to make this change, so it is really in their benefit to be proactive." ING Investment Management owns about 600,000 Yum shares.
So, hopefully it'll warm up by tomorrow night for the trick-or-treaters.
Hopefully, it's supposed to, but the sun was shining, but it didn't give off much warmth today. Temperatures was at 45 degrees and will be dropping to 32 degrees later tonight. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy, but temperatures will rise to 52 degrees during the day, but may drop 10 degrees at night as the night approaches. So anyone going out for Halloween festivities, make sure to dress warmly. Wednesday will be a little warmer at 55 degrees, but showers are predicted for most of the day. Thursday will be partly cloudy, dropping to 50 degrees. On Friday, we'll be experiencing the same weather conditions as Thursday, but temperatures will drop to 47 degrees. And that is the 5-day forecast for Bangor, Maine. Now let's get a view of weather on the national level. The sun is shining, but wind is causing temperatures to drop dramatically. Maine is experiencing temperatures ranging from 40 to 45 degrees, and as we move down the coast, temperatures rise, but not too much, ranging from 50 to 55 degrees. In the central and southern regions, temperatures increase to 60 to 70 degrees, the highs being at 81 degrees in the southern tip of Florida. And as we move towards Texas, towards the west, temperatures will drop to 47 degrees. In the most northern parts of the U.S., temperatures range from the low 30s to high 20s, reaching at 12 degrees in the highest. There are strong wind currents blowing through the northeastern regions, such as Maine and New Hampshire. In the more southern regions, we come across a high-pressure system causing temperatures to rise, moving towards the west. Texas is experiencing some light rain showers. Low and high-pressure systems are coming together, resulting in a light snowfall. In the most western regions, such as California, we are seeing some fog. And as you head outside today, you may notice that going anywhere may not be just a stroll in the park. Wind gusts are reaching up to 50 miles per hour, and some towns are experiencing severe weather warnings. Due to these conditions, Boston Harbor has an ongoing storm warning as the blowing wind is reaching 42 knots. This intense wind has knocked down store signs in Massachusetts, resulting in power outages. In Milton, Massachusetts, the Blue Hill Observatory predicts an all-time rainfall Saturday night, followed by a wind warning on Sunday.
Oh, it has been windy. Nearly lost my hat.
Seems like it's been a pretty nasty week for every place in the U.S. But coming up on the Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow show, we'll be throwing a party, and everybody is on the list.
And we'll see what's on Mark Kelly's mind lately.
All that and more when we return. We'll be right back.
I heard about this company dumping toxins in local rivers, and I called their executives to say stop. But they were too busy counting profits while the rivers are being destroyed, birds and fish are dying, and the local kids are getting cancer. So I organized a huge protest, and we actually got the company shut down. But now half the town's unemployed, and the kids are twice as sick since they can't get health care, since their parents lost the insurance they had when they worked for the company who dumped all the toxins in the first place.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. It takes a man to be a dad.
This Thursday, the Maine channel will be kicking off its broadcast schedule with its first birthday party. It will give students a chance to see what Channel 42 will soon be broadcasting. It will also give them an opportunity to meet all those involved with the station. There will be free food and live bands, including Fly Upright Kite and the Bay State will be playing. The event starts at 7 in the Bears Den and will be shown live on Channel 42. Please come down and join us.
This past weekend, students and faculty came to campus to celebrate those from around the globe. Jeff Mayo has more.
This past Saturday, UMaine played host to Culture Fest, an event bringing together all the cultures that make up the UMaine community. Culture Fest allows students from different cultures to come and showcase their national foods, clothing, and customs. The countries being represented at Culture Fest are from all over the world, from Bulgaria to Vietnam. The day kicked off with exhibits accompanied by posters and video presentations showing off countries and cultures. Afterwards, lunch was served. The menu included classic Indian dishes like these. After lunch, the Culture Fest talent show began and showed song and dance from several countries. Jessica Umel and Antoni Mascara from Spain performed the flamenco, a dance involving very rhythmic movement. After the talent show, the day concluded with a style show, which involved authentic clothing from countries like Nepal and Gambia. Some have been coming year after year to Culture Fest.
It's wonderful every year. I've been coming for years. I brought my children when they were young so they could learn about other cultures while they were living in Maine. And I think my favorite part, besides the food, is the talent show. And it's just a great experience to see the international students sharing their culture with people in Maine.
This was the headlining event of International Week, which ended November 3rd. I'm Jeff Mayo for the Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow show.
And now it's time to sit down and listen to what Uncle Mark has to say this week.
Did you catch the homecoming headline in the campus newspaper about the king and queen being coronated last weekend? Turns out there's no such verb as to coronate in English. It used to be in Latin. Coronate in English is an adjective that refers to a crested bird with conspicuous coronal feathers. If the student body voted for a king and queen with feathers growing out of their heads, that's great. Suggests that on this campus, at least, we're not driven by the typical Madison Avenue images of beautiful people. But that's not what I really want to talk about. It's all the drinking that went along with the celebrations. College drinking has a long and not necessarily illustrious history. But what has people concerned is how much binge drinking is going on. Campus police call it irresponsible use of alcohol that leads to high-risk behavior like driving drunk, fights, dorm vandalism, and alcohol poisoning. Why is everyone slamming down so much booze? Well, maybe it's just trying to live up to the models of the past. I heard some alumni, apparently still pretty attached to their beer mugs, wouldn't come back to their old frat houses for homecoming because they couldn't drink there. Maybe it's a reaction to the 21-year-old drinking age. Back in my day, when my friends were dying in Vietnam, it was 18. At least if they expected us to die like adults, we could drink like adults. Today, they will happily let you die in Iraq at 18, but you can't legally have a beer. Binge drinking might strike me as a way to rebel against that lunacy. The folks who run the campus alcohol and drug education program and campus police say they haven't declared war on beer. They know college kids are going to drink. They just want you to do it safely. I think they have a point. I can tell you from experience, getting blind drunk won't do you much good. And if you're not out of control, campus police won't notice you nearly as fast. That's just some friendly, free advice from your good old Uncle Mark. Let me know what you think. I'm on First Class, Mark Kelly, Kelley. My voicemail is 581-1943.
Mark Kelly, what an insightful guy.
What an insightful man, Kyle. Insightful man he is. But could go on all day, but we really don't have time. That's all we've got today.
Tune in next Thursday. We'll have the latest news on campus.
Thank you, and have a happy and safe Halloween.
Check your apples, kids.